The reception at the airport was very flattering. That's always nice. As far as working with these two, I echo what she said. It was really trippy. When we first met, they were just very lovely, charismatic, artistic people, and I'm always drawn to that. Be a little bit more of a globally located person these days. I'm not quite so drawn to LA. So I Airbnb my condo and really like the people I meet, but I was just really drawn to them as people, and they were telling me about their project, and I thought that was cool, and then I thought nothing else of it. And then they approached me and said, hey, we really feel like you're meant to be the lead. And I'm kind of in a place in my life now where it's, I'm not quite as driven to achieve any specific thing above kind of flowing and happiness and adventure and just letting things connect, less out of anxiety and force and more out of leisure and pleasure. So when they said, do you want to do this project, I was like, well, this feels like a yes to me. And it became a yes, all the dots connected, and so I had a great time making a fun video, a fun artistic piece, which is all I want to do, is make fun creativity. And I didn't expect them to, shortly thereafter, be like, hey, you got to come to India to celebrate the opening. And I was like, I cannot wait to get to India. So all in all, it's been an extremely positive experience for me so far. But this isn't, my first day here, so I have a lot more adventure to go.
So what are your plans? Did you plan while you were coming on the flight? Like, this is a thing that you don't want to miss. So if you want to brief on that.
No, I usually have a pretty severe schedule before I get anywhere. But like I said, my whole life and my perspective is kind of shifting. So something felt very right about allowing this trip to develop itself. I'm definitely going to be teaching class. For me, it's a very fun and good way to connect with the culture by teaching dance master classes. So I will be teaching classes out here. But other than that, I know these two are both very eager. Actually, everybody's very eager to kind of share India with me. So I'll be taking their lead. But otherwise, I'm just excited to see what's going to come. And I'm going to be here for a bit, at least a week or two.
Thank you so much, guys. Now I'll ask media people, they can start with the Q&A.
Robert, here. Hi, welcome to India. So please tell me, since you are very much associated with dance, there's hardly just a step of your hand gesture in the whole video, because the story is on a humanitarian level. So was there a conscious decision not to include too much of dance and not to make it as a usual Robert Hoffman video? Was your conscious decision?
I think Ursula is probably going to be the better answer, because I trusted and took her lead, and we did a little bit more dancing, but it was ultimately their artistic decision how much to use, and I think they made intelligent artistic choices, but she should answer that.
Yeah, please.
The most important thing about this is what you see, but of course there's a backstory to everything you see. So I had written the backstory first, why he is in this position. Now to divulge that further, my team and I have decided to make part 2. Sapan said yes today. He said yes, he's going to be a part of it. So Mr. Sapan Narula has said yes. So you have to understand that this is a story you want to show you now. Of course, everything has a backstory. I wrote a backstory in mind that he might have been a dancer, but he was involved in some kind of an accident which might have led to this limp of his. If you notice, he's limping in the video. For me, the most important aspect of both of these characters that I had envisaged was, A, the girl is the girl is a refugee who's trying to give back to a country. She has escaped her destiny in another country, and she meets her fate in this world, in America. As for Robert, his backstory was he was in some kind of an accident or whatever it was, which led him to this point of his life. So our recording of his story is from this point of his life. Deliberately, first of all, you have to understand, I didn't know Robert was a dancer when I met him. So I had a story written in mind before I even cast him. You know what I'm saying? So I stuck to that. I never change according to actors, and I think that's a great thing, because you have to be true to your story. And I'm very grateful that Sapan Narula supported me all along and believing in it. And of course, there's a person in the audience who would like to point your attention at, because she also was one of the first people to believe in the story. And she's sitting right here. Her name is Anu Gaur. She said, you know what? In LA, she came to LA, she said, I believe in your story. So this choice of mine not to have him dance was because, hey, I didn't know he was a dancer. I Googled him immediately as he left the room, after he left the Airbnb.
So Robert, being a dancer and choreographer, what are you going to say about the dance in India? Currently, we have movies like, Street Dancer and ABCD. We have so many dance reality shows, and we have We Unbeatable, so just won the, International Talent Festival. So what are you going to say about the dance in India?
I'm going to be able to give you a much better answer after I've taught some classes. Is there a guy named Paul something that choreographs here, perhaps?
I don't know. I'm talking about the overall Bollywood dance, the way they have leveled up.
I think there's a choreographer here that does a lot of the work on the TV shows. I think his name is Paul, that I follow on Instagram, who does really creative pieces. And I was inspired to see that he's from India, which has not historically been known for a cutting-edge dance. I'm not super familiar with where India is at, other than what I've seen on his page, which, as I said, has been very impressive. I look forward to seeing what is here. But it wouldn't surprise me at all, because I think globally, I get a rush almost every day, and I mean literally almost every day, out of the reality of the time of humanity that I'm living in which technology is doing so many ridiculously, just mind-blowingly grand shifts. One of which being that now anyone, anywhere has access, almost anywhere has access to almost anything that's ever been documented or recorded, which is going to obviously lead to this insane increase of talents and ideas, which is so clear if you look at the young b-boys of the world and the things that they're doing, and the fact that, gosh, there's probably a handful of b-boys under 12 to 7 years old who could generally beat any adult at this point. And I think that's so crazy and so cool and so telling of how rapidly art is going to evolve and blow all of our minds and give us something amazing to watch as we enter into our senior years. But the answer is I can't really comment yet because I haven't studied it closely, but I'm going to be completely immersed in it within a week or so, and then I'll really be able to give you some feedback on that.
Thank you.
Hi, my question is to Ursula. Congratulations, guys, for beautiful videos. I love the concept. My question is to Ursula is that did any point of time you felt that, the film Joker, recently got released, and, he's playing the clown, and Joaquin Phoenix got the Best Actor at the Oscars this year. Did any point of time you thought of that kind of a character because it dealt with loneliness?
This is such a good question. I think great minds think alike. Todd Phillips and I are on the same page. Okay?
Thank you.
No, I'm being serious with
No,
you.
since it's an issue, like,
No, I'm telling you. See, there were some reservations, not by my team. My team makes me look better. They supported me along the way. A lot of other people said, when I told them about the concept, I said I have a clown. I didn't, or a joker, or whatever it is that you want to call him. I saw him as a human being who's doing this. And if you see the video, you feel a sense of loneliness, abandonment, connect, synchrony, fate, destiny. But that did not stop me. I said, you know what? That's a really big film, Joker. I'm nowhere close to that in terms of name, stature, or anything. Doesn't matter. I have a story to tell. That story was about violence and how it affects him. My story is about love at this level. Today, we are here. We have intersected. We have collided. And now we will depart. What happens from here on? If I see you guys every day here, and one day you're not standing by that pillar, will I be affected? I don't know your name. I don't know who you are. So my story was on that level. And I said, you know what? If I'm going to tell a story of love at its purest form, and if I can tell it the way if I can tell it this way, I don't have anything to worry about.
Thank you. On a lighter note, I just read an interview this morning, and Robert mentioned that he would like to meet some actress from Bollywood. We are very curious. Who's she? Is she single or married? I don't know, but Ursula was, I think, supposed to.
First of all, why would he meet a married actress? Please tell me. What are you trying to do here? No?
Well, beauty lies in the beholder's eyes, so probably.
Yeah. Okay. So let it be in the beholder,
Yes.
not beholden, right?
So which actress we would like to know actually?
What's that?
Well, your directors promised to meet you, make you meet some actress from Bollywood you like. So we would love to know her name actually. The whole media is excited about,
How about Deepika?
Oh, it's the pickup album. That's nice. So Ursula, what all plans are you making him meet her?
She's married.
No, yeah, she's married, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
यार blow अभी आया है, blow it मत कर देना इसे. We're just come in, right? This is our first platform. Deepika Padukone is married, by the way, Robert. Did you know? Does it matter from where you come from? Oh, okay.
Well, Ranveer has to intervene now, so
Okay.
probably. Okay, thank you. I hope you meet her and please tell her about your feelings or whatever. Anyway, my question is to Jess. How's it been like? Because, you know, and I'll come to the composers and the DOP as well. It's shot in a very Western, you know, manner and, you know, having Hindi lyrics to it. It has its own vibe to it. How it feels, you know, to be on this kind of energy and vibe all through.
I feel extremely blessed. I am so grateful to the universe because with a radical concept like that Ursula has envisioned, I just jumped and I said, you know what, I'm ready, I want to do this. Because you see the vulnerability of the character. I fell in love with this character because of her demeanor, the person she is, her backstory. So there is a backstory to her as well, I think that Ursula would like to elaborate on. And just that she has this mundane life and she, as she said, she is a refugee and she's, you know, trying to give back to the world, and the only way she does that, and one of the ways she does that is through her Free Hugs placard that you all must have seen in the video. And, you know, she has a life, she has a routine, and this is a part of her routine where she goes to this pier, she sees the clown, he's doing his act, the refugee is doing her act, and then she goes back home. So, just the beauty and the loneliness that the video, the concept had, I just loved the concept. So for me, it was like, from the moment I heard it, I said, you know what, I want to be a part of this. So I think I'm very, very blessed right now. Like I said, this is the highest point in my life right now.
And they were all real hugs.
Oh yes, so the Free Hugs, that was, so we were at the pier shooting, and the Free Hugs, the people who came up to me, they were all organic, nothing was staged. Everything was shot, people were concerned, so I had people coming up and asking me, are you okay? Because they read the Free Hug, and they would come and hug me. So it was extremely overwhelming. Yeah.
Hello, Robert. Hi, this is Sandeep from the Times. Robert, you know, you have been an actor, you've been a dancer, but I mean, also not to forget, you've been a very, very famous YouTuber. The fact that you pull pranks, you know, on these random people. My first question to you is about and pertaining to the pranks that you pull. I mean, to a certain extent, do you feel it, you know, perhaps sheepish or embarrassed or something of that sort, perhaps? I mean, how would the people react to those pranks?
Do I feel sheepish about how?
And obviously the people who you're putting your pranks upon.
Maybe try a different word. I'm not sure your point yet. Do I feel sheepish?
As an embarrassed a little bit, perhaps, what do you call that?
Nervous, you mean?
Nervous, exactly.
Oh, yeah. You know, okay, so I'm going to get really meta for a second here. I actually think pranking is a very spiritual experience. Because, now, follow me here, this will make sense after a second. I'm never more present. I've never been more present than after the first day of shooting pranks, because leading up to it, your monkey brain, your unconscious mind that has all these wrong beliefs, is going, oh my God, I'm going to jump into people's space. I'm going to jump out at people today, and I'm going to get killed. I'm going to betray the tribal codes, and I'm going to get killed, is what your brain is thinking. So you have a literal fear of death the weeks leading up to your first prank day. But then after the 1, 2, or 3 jumps, I don't know how to verbalize the transition your brain makes, but all of a sudden you get completely crystal clear present, and you get the reference experience that most people aren't out to just kill you randomly. And all of a sudden, the world is my toy. I feel extremely positive. I feel like everything I'm doing is bringing a gift to people, and if anyone objects to me jumping out in a ninja suit, then they're the idiot, and everyone knows it. And that's what my mind makes the switch to. In fact, the last time I did a prank video, it was to this song, Trumpets by Sean Paul, I think. And I just go on the street and I was just dancing like almost as though I was on some sort of crazy drug and just like too excited. And I would dance in front of people and jump out at people. And part of the video I would log roll, you know, I would lay down on lay down and roll towards people, and I'd go, jump over me, and they would jump over me. And at the end of the day of shooting, I felt so high and so present and so positive and so connected to people. I swore to myself, I was like, okay, Rob, for the rest of your life, every day, no matter how clean your outfit is, before you start the day, you have to go out in public and roll in front of people and say, jump over me, because it just completely shifts your mind and connects you to people, which I never continued to do, but I do believe I'd be a better person if I did. So yes, leading up to it, it's extremely scary, and then as soon as you do it, you go into this radical mental transition that I recommend anyone try. And I think people can try it on a smaller level, just like, high-fiving everyone you walk by, so that you can experience that not everyone is a threat, even if they look like it because they're in a self-conscious mood or whatever.
Also, when you're an actor and when you're a dancer, and you juxtapose two of them, where does your main interest or perhaps your passion lie?
My passion lies in neither dance nor acting. My passion lies in irreverence. My passion lies in art that gives you the feeling or sensation or experience of something greater than life, something godlike, something. I think music can't be made. You can't do music justice in words. I don't think music can have justice done to it in any sort of a human context. I think, for me, music and the feeling it inspires is beyond human context. That's what I think. So when I dance, I'm attempting to create something that's larger than life. When I act, I'm hoping to create something that defies the simplicity of the ego and goes into a greater thing. So my draw was never to be an actor. My draw was never to be a dancer. My draw was to create magic. I know that sounds a little cheesy, but that's my inspiration. And so for example, the music I'm about to do, it's always trying to make something so absurdly ridiculous that it's magical. Now I might fail at that, but that's what I want to do.
Thank you so much.
प्रियंका, मेरा सवाल आपसे, गाने का नाम, सिंगल का नाम आग का गोला क्यों है, उसकी वजह क्या है, और उसके अलावा ब्लो मीडिया, उसका जन्म कैसे हुआ, how this both thing connected?
So we are like सब इकट्ठे 4-5-6 हमारा एक ऑलरेडी प्रोडक्शन.
You can choose your language. You can speak in English.
नहीं, मैं हिंदी में बोलूँगी. हमारा ऑलरेडी प्रोडक्शन हाउस है जो कि हम कॉर्पोरेट की तरफ काम करते हैं. बहुत टाइम से सोच रहे थे अर्सला के साथ कुछ एक एसोसिएशन करने का, तो वहाँ से हमने ब्लो मीडिया चालू किया.
आग का गोला, टाइटल.
आग का गोला उन्होंने आंसर किया कि कैसे आया है.
सौरभ सिंगर साहब जिन्होंने गाना गाया, उनसे पूछना चाहूँगा, कानों में रस घोलती है आवाज़ जब आप सुनते हैं आग का गोला. थैंक यू. बहुत अच्छी फीलिंग आती है, और इतने बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म पे जहाँ पे रॉबर्ट, मुझे लगता है कि उनकी शुरुआत यहाँ बॉलीवुड में पहली बार कोई somebody a legend like Robert featuring in the album, और आप उसका हिस्सा हैं. क्या नर्वसनेस नहीं है? Was the music director brief to you कि इस तरह से गाना है और ये फील है, या अर्सला का?
So actually मैं और दुर्गेश हम लोग ने म्यूजिक कंपोज किया है. We are Saurabh Durgesh, and so we basically got a brief. हम लोग को they went a very different way. They just told us आग का गोला LA गाना बना. मतलब it was like no brief at all, no genre, nothing. और पहली बार ऐसा brief मिला था और हम लोग भी सोचने लग गए. And we just like when we went home, we were like आग का गोला. If you listen to the lyrics also ऐसी आग का गोला LA, so you have like a sense of combination of fire and ice. Like आग का गोला is very, and LA gives you this sort of that vibe. So we tried to include that in the tune as well. And this was the first time that we got to do it in our genre. Like it was like basically no genre. So we were very happy to just have like this vibe. It was the whole song is based on a vibe. It's not based on like a particular यही line से जाना है या वही line से जाना है या ये line को cross नहीं करना है. ऐसा कभी हमारा thought था ही नहीं. तो इसलिए बहुत मजा आया गाना करने में.
क्या पहले से पता था रॉबर्ट इसमें फीचर करने वाले हैं, या दुर्गेश?
नहीं, मतलब जब हम लोग पहली बार मिले थे तो इन्होंने पहले तो वही बताया था कि आग का गोला, ये जो सॉन्ग ने बताया. तो जैसे हम लोग सेकेंड टाइम मिले तो द फर्स्ट ट्यून वाज लॉक, लाइक द हुक लाइन वाज लॉक्ड एंड everything, like we just played with the verses, and then they told us कि it features Robert Downey. Okay, so like we were like okay, like this is like very big for us, and like I think experiment जितना हम लोग को ये म्यूजिक वीडियो में करने दिया, I think it is because of the rapport that we have with Priyanka, Sapan sir, and Arsala, and also like they just told us ki just try to express yourself through your music. That's it.
Thank you.
My question to the makers, see every single day one of the video comes up around that. So what will be the future strategies from your end? How organic you guys will be going on digital? Because most of the people go for followers and all. How do you plan for it?
So 2020 we are launching 5 tracks and we are doing full-fledged digital.
So how about the YouTube stuff you're gonna do?
Sorry?
Where the video gonna be done?
Digitally.
It's all.
Yeah. All platforms, across the platforms.
Can I add to this? This is a very important. Can I add?
So you have 2020, she said we're going with 5 songs. I'll tell you something about Low Media. This is something that we want to do. We believe in art that is without boundaries. So we're not going to stop. जहाँ सरहद आपने draw कर दी वहाँ हम रुके नहीं हैं. हम सारी दुनिया जाएंगे. हम सारी दुनिया से लिंक इकट्ठा करेंगे आर्टिस्ट. हम सारी दुनिया का एक कंपोजिट कल्चर पेश करेंगे. हम शायद लिरिक्स हिंदी में हो, अगला लिरिक्स शायद अरबिक में हो, तीसरा लिरिक्स शायद कुछ और लैंग्वेज में हो. पर हमारा जो स्टोरी कॉन्सेप्ट होगा वो लव एट दिस सबलिमिनल. हम लव को एक लड़का लड़की, एक लड़की लड़की, एक मर्द मर्द, ऐसा क्या कोई भी इस तरह का लव नहीं दिखा. हम एक लव दिखाना चाहते हैं जिस तरह से उसकी जन्म होता है, इंसेप्शन जो हमारे में है, उस चीज को हम बाहर निकालना चाहते हैं. उस आर्ट को हम एक डायरेक्शन देना चाहते हैं और हमारा टैगलाइन है ह्यूमन थ्रू आर्ट. सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू बिकम ऑल ऑफ अस बेटर ह्यूमन बीइंग्स थ्रू द आर्ट वी वांट टू show the world. That's our objective.
So will there be gonna more international collaboration?
Yes, definitely.
That's the way the world is going.
Definitely. Across the globe.
My question to the makers is like the visuals that were in the video, they were very captivating. Every frame looks like it doesn't need the music, doesn't need anything. The visual is so captivating. It is so artistic. I just need to ask the maker, how was the concept overall, and especially the last set when the tears were drawn. It was so heart-touching. It was so emotional.
Now, okay, so I have to give credit where it's due right away. Mr. Safan Narula, he shot it, okay? And he's a genius. Second of all, the tear that you see in the end, I have to give credit where it's due again. My brother, I was in a fix. I had the entire lineup done, and I just didn't have the last shot. I said, how am I going to culminate this feeling of loss where there's no interaction between two people? How do I show there's a change in the person, in the persona? And I didn't want to do anything dramatic. I wanted to do something very subtle. So when something changes inside, you cannot show it. But me, a clown probably will be able to show it because he adds a tear to his makeup. That means कुछ उसका जो अंदर की उसकी बात है वो बाहर आई. तो मेरे brother-in-law Faiz Rizwan ने ये मुझे दिया. And of course, Sapan has just. When I had the concept, the first person I said, Sapan, please get on a plane. I need you, because I knew what he'd make it look like. And look at it. You know you have it there.
I need the answer from the sir at least.
It's more like you put beautiful people in front of the camera. You put a very beautiful location. All we are like wildlife photographers, just capturing them. It's all about that. Nothing more than that. They are so humble, so down to earth people. Both the actors, they completely surrender. Not even a single question asked, no tantrums, nothing at all. And everything doing themselves and being sport. I think that creates magic when the whole team collaborates together and we work for a particular thing.
Because normally visuals, with visuals hardly we make sense. Like normally what happens, we have the message we want to portray, but sometimes it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't get the way we want. So here it is very much apt to the.
That comes with the experience. We've been working on different projects for last 20 years collectively, but it all comes with how to tell the story. And Ursula had a very clear concept to the T, and it was all about just following both the actors and their mood, and it was all about that. Actually, the whole job became so easy. It was effortless. So that's the most beautiful part of it.
Robert, any of the Bollywood number you have seen or any Bollywood choreography you have done? Anything you have done so far?
Nothing that I can name, to be honest with you. I've
any
seen
of the song you have listened or hear, seen? Any of the Bollywood number, have you seen it?
Akka Gola. But no, I can't lie to you and tell you that there's any specific Bollywood pieces that I'm familiar with. I've been shown a fair amount of it throughout the years, but I couldn't identify a song. That's the truth. which I'm embarrassed to say. I feel like I should have had at least something nice to reference. So now I feel small.
One question is to everybody sitting here on the podium. Besides the names that have been mentioned in the music video credits, hello, are there any other names that are supposed to be taken, or perhaps you've forgotten to take, or something of that sort?
Is there any what?
Yeah, of course there are. Many names. I mean,
Of course, as I said, Anuj ji is sitting right here. Anand Rathi is sitting right here. Nikhil Salgonkar is sitting right here. These people have played a very, very, as important as part as any of us sitting here. So, and Raj Mayer, he has just taken us and just told us, listen guys, dream as much as you want. I'm going to launch you into outer space. You're never coming back. So for us, you know, these guys are our team. These guys should have been here. I don't know why they chose to sit there. It's a pretty big, we can add 4 more chairs, can't we? Yeah? So yeah, and of course everyone here who's made an effort to come to and support new people like us, who are probably, you know, just beginning this madcap adventure that's going to take us across the world accumulating talent. And यार जिसने जन्म दिया उन लोगों को तो लोग आखिरी में बोलते हैं यार सबसे पहले बोलना चाहिए उन लोगों को तो मतलब, you know, of course they're the most important people, and I think you'll see all of them tomorrow holding our hands, but today you'll see my mom there, so she's come down to support me. So these are the people who've made this possible. Am I right? And I'm indebted to this new talent, Saurabh and Durgesh. They did 18 iterations on the track. They kept going on, they kept going on. We were like, listen, so we were just, Sapan, Jess and me particularly, we had something in mind. And Sapan clearly, you know, had something in mind. And we were like, well, our music directors, whoever they are, because we came, okay, I have to tell you about one process that everyone missed. This video, the shooting, is a reverse osmosis. The picture was shot first. We finished the photography first, and then we added the music. So it was a reverse osmosis. इन लोगों को हमने बस कहा आपका गोला है ले जाओ बनाओ इनने कहा lyrics दो देना नहीं चाहेंगे तुम्हें lyrics. इनको एक frame नहीं दिखाया. Because see, the thing is, if they had seen this video, they would have made a love song. We did not want a love song. We wanted a high vibe, bouncing Indian summer song, kind of disco pop song. That's what we have. And these are the people I want to thank.
Thank you everyone, thank you media. Can we have a huge round of applause for this beautiful team of them? Now we begin with one-on-one interviews. Thank you. Yeah.